What is up, Insaners, and welcome to another video of the Fantasy Premier League 2022-23 season. In this one, guys, we're going to talk about the Game Week 26 team selection. And by the way, my wildcard is active, so we'll talk about a wildcard team, we'll discuss different options, we'll discuss alternate plans, we'll also talk about our transfer strategy in terms of the upcoming game weeks, and we'll end this video with the best captaincy options for Game Week 26. So if you like the video today, guys, make sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe to the Insanely Football YouTube channel for more such FPL content. And with that, let's start today's video. So as I mentioned earlier, guys, this is a wildcard team and the strategy here is to basically not play a chip in Game Week 27, play the blank Game Week in Game Week 28 through regular transfers, and then a possible bench boost chip in Game Week 29. So that's the strategy here. We're going to save the free hit chip for maybe 32, maybe Game Week 34 or 37, where Game Week 32 is a blank Game Week and Game Week 34 and 37 are possible double game week. So that's going to be the strategy here. Now starting with the defense first, we've gone for a double up on the Brentford defense. Now you might be wondering, why have we doubled up on the Brentford defense? Because they have a double game week in Game Week 27, they have decent fixtures in Game Week 26, and they also don't blank in Game Week 28. So we're going to get an additional fixture in Game Week 28, plus they are also doubling in Game Week 29. So there are a lot of fixtures that we can get from the double defense. Now Raya may not keep a lot of clean sheets, but he's still good for save points because he will be making a lot of saves because the fact that Brentford do concede a lot of shots. Then we also have me, who has some decent attacking threat, especially from set pieces. He's also good from bonus points. So in case if Brentford keep a clean sheet, of course we'll be getting the clean sheet points, but we'll also be good for bonus points here. So I think it's a good strategy to go towards a Brentford double defense right now. I think as compared to the double Brighton defense, Brentford is slightly better because when we talk about Brighton aren't really keeping a lot of clean sheets. We have Estupinian in our team as well from the Brighton team, who's having West Ham this week, so it could be a slightly trickier fixture, but then again he has a double game week in Game Week 27. Yes, he's blank in Game Week 28, so we'll bench him in Game Week 28. Then he has decent fixtures in Game Week 29. I mean, it's a decent double, and I think we can get a lot of value from Estupinian. But the only doubt here is that he may not be fit. Now, if there is a chance that he doesn't start, or he's not fit, or he's declared injured, etc., I think we can easily shift to a dunk. Now, we might not get the same attacking threat through a dunk. The only attacking threat from dunk could be from set pieces, whereas Estupinian is also good for creating a lot of chances, getting assists, and again, good for bonus points here as well. So I think the preferred option here is Estupinian, but in case if we do not get any information, in case if we do not have the information that he's injured, etc., I think we'll keep him. Otherwise, the switch to dunk is pretty much easy here. Then in terms of our third option here, we've gone for Zinchenko. He's a pretty much nailed option in the Arsenal defense. He's playing really well. He's creating a lot of chances, as with the other defenders like Estupinian and me. He's also good for bonus points. We have some assist potential with Zinchenko as well. We've also seen that he can score goals. So I think he's a good option. I think he's a starting defender for the Arsenal team. I think going for the Arsenal defense is pretty good because they are keeping clean sheets. I think it's slightly better than going for the three Arsenal attackers, which we'll discuss right now. But I think Zinchenko in this team looks pretty solid. Then on the bench for this week, we have Trippier and Botman, who are our other two defenders. Now they're from Newcastle. Newcastle is facing Man City this week, so it may not be a clean sheet potential game. But I think in general, Trippier and Botman, they have worked well for us, especially for my team, guys. I think the combination here has worked really well. Plus, again, they have a fixture in Game Week 28. They have a decent double. It may not be the best double, but they have a decent double in Game Week 29 as well. So I think we're also boosting our chances for a bench boost chip here by going for somebody like a Botman. So I think it's a good double up. I think Newcastle's defense, it has slightly regressed in terms of numbers, in terms of performances, but I think they're still capable of keeping a lot of clean sheets, and I think the combination of Trippier and Botman is a really good one. Now let's talk about a midfield here, guys. Now in midfield, we have the double up of Martinelli and Saka. Now not a lot of people would go for the double up of Martinelli and Saka. Even if I think a lot of people are doubling, they would go for Odegaard and Saka, but I'm keeping my faith in Martinelli unless we hear that he's not going to start, or maybe Gabriel Jesus is back and there's a slight change in formation and Trossard is not starting and all that stuff. I think Martinelli for this week is looking fine. We don't necessarily have to double up on the Brighton midfield because of the fact that Brighton has a tricky fixture this week, and I think Arsenal is definitely a superior attack right now. So I think I'm okay keeping a little bit more faith in the Arsenal team. In case if I have my doubts, I'll switch Martinelli to Odegaard. I have that much money available in the bank. Now in terms of the Brighton midfield, we've gone for March here. I think he's a really good option. He's been doing really well, especially since the FPL restart, since Game Week 17. A lot of people would have gone or may have preferred Mitoma here, but I think Mitoma is generally playing out wide. Yes, he has been overperforming his numbers, and I think that's a huge reason he's been getting such good returns. Maybe that continues, maybe that doesn't, but I just feel March just looks like a better option. A lot of people are also considering McAllister here, who's playing as a number 10. At least he's done that in the last couple of Premier League games. Now, we saw in the FA Cup game that he was playing a slightly deeper role. He was not playing in the number 10 position. So we do not know for sure whether he's going to continue playing in that number 10 position, whether he drops deeper and slightly plays in the midfield. We still don't know that. And because of that fact, I think March is a better option. So we've gone for March here, who again is blanking Game Week 28, so we can bench him. But then again, he has good fixture in Game Week 29. He has good fixtures in Game Week 26 and 27 as well. So I think jumping on to at least one, if not two Brighton midfielders looks like the play here. Then in terms of the other midfield options, we've gone for Rashford here, guys. Rashford has been in great form. I don't think we should take away Rashford here. I think he's a great option. Yes, I know that you're not going to captain him for most fixtures, but he's in absolutely crazy form, guys. And I think Man United have also decent fixtures. So I think even if the fixtures are quite tough, which is this week, which is Liverpool again, you may argue that Liverpool is not a tough fixture anymore, but I just feel Liverpool and Rashford, they have a good history. I think Rashford has the capability to do well, and I think with the form that he's in, I won't really discount him in scoring every game that he's playing in. So I think he's a great option and you can easily retain him. Now, as a fifth midfielder in this team, we have Maddison, who is currently flagged. So if we have some news about his injury, we may shift to a double Brighton midfield, but right now Maddison is looking like a really good option. He has Southampton this week, who recently lost in the FA Cup game, so the confidence of the Southampton team won't be very high. They're not really doing well in the Premier League, so there are good chances that Maddison, if he's fit, I think he's going to play, and I think he's going to do really well, because Leicester in general, the way they play, I think Maddison suits the system. Maddison plays really well in that system as well, and I think Leicester really need Maddison to feature and play well for them, especially if they want to go a little bit higher up in the Premier League table. So I think Maddison from the Leicester team looks like the player to get, especially from the midfield. And in case if he's injured, we will move towards the double Brighton midfield. So I think that's the midfield here. Now coming to our forwards, we have Haaland, Toney and Kane. We have two slightly premium options in Haaland and Kane. I think that's a very strong combination, a good combination to go for, especially in terms of the forwards. Then we have Toney as well. There are a lot of question marks about whether he's going to continue playing, whether that ban is going to kick in, etc. Right now, we do not have accurate information in terms of what happens with this ban. A lot of people are saying that the hearing, etc. could be in April, and I think the ban might kick in at that point of time. So for now, he's absolutely fine. But yeah, till the time we do not get any information, I think Toney is a safe option to go for. There is also that issue of him being on 8 yellow cards, and if he gets 2 more, then there will be a couple of matches that he'll be suspended for. So that's also an issue. So in case if you want to avoid Toney, maybe you look towards a Watkins. I'm personally not thinking of Watkins, because I think Toney in the Brentford attack looks like the option to go for. He's on penalties, he's their main attacker, he generates a lot of XG, he's involved in the game a lot, and I think he's a great option to go for. Now Haaland and Kane are also good holds. A lot of people may not be very excited about the possibility of having Kane, especially when they've recently lost in the FA Cup to a lower, much lower ranked team. And I think in general it makes sense, because yes, he's costing a lot of money, maybe he's not giving you the right returns, but personally for my team, I think I've lost enough by not having Kane and having a lot of rank loss. So I think having Kane is absolutely fine. In case again, if you do want to look at a different option, maybe you don't want to look at Watkins, for example, maybe you already have Watkins and you don't want to go for Toney, you can even go for Iheanacho from the Leicester team. I think Leicester and Iheanacho, they have a very weird sort of a relationship, because whenever he plays, he does really well, but then he comes off at odd times, especially when Leicester maybe are not winning the game, etc. And he's also not playing enough, which is again a bit weird to understand, because you would expect him to play, especially when he's doing really well, and especially when Leicester are getting results when he's playing. So I think Iheanacho in that team is a pretty good option. I think he's a great differential. So if you are okay going for a bit risky player, if you're okay going a bit differential, a bit different from the crowd, I think Iheanacho is a really good option to go for. So this is my wildcard team, guys. Of course, I'll be making a different and a separate wildcard video in terms of the pros and cons of going for a wildcard in Game Week 26 versus a wildcard in Game Week 27 and beyond. Do look out for that. I'm sure that's going to be very helpful and useful. We'll also cover a few drafts in there, but this is what I'm thinking in terms of my team, in terms of my team selection. Now, the captaincy right now is going to be on Haaland. I think it's going to be a bit safer this week. Now, I can also go for Saka, and I'll make this decision closer to the deadline, because Saka also has a good fixture. It's Bournemouth at home, and Saka and Arsenal's attack has been pretty good recently. So I think Saka could be a decent option as well. Right now, Saka is my vice captain, Haaland is my captain. It could be the other way around just before the deadline, but yeah, this is what I have in mind in terms of captaincy. Now let's quickly discuss the other options in terms of captaincy. As I mentioned, the popular picks are going to be Haaland and Saka. I think it's still going to be quite safer this week. I think a lot of people would go safer, would not take a risk with Haaland, especially because of the fact that he was also rested in the FA Cup game for Man City. I think he's going to be quite a popular option this week. A fair few managers who are maybe okay taking a bit of a risk, who maybe think that Haaland is probably not going to perform, etc., I think may go for Saka. But I think Haaland is going to be an overwhelming favorite this week. Now, in case if you're trying to gain rank, if you're trying to basically move up in your mini leagues because of the fact that you've had a bad week last week around, you can go for something like a Rashford as well, who I mentioned earlier in the video, who's been in great form, who's facing Liverpool. Liverpool aren't really the strongest team in terms of the defense. Yes, they did manage to keep a couple of clean sheets in the double game week 25, which was a bit of a surprise, but I think Liverpool's defense is still a bit shaky, so I think you can easily go for Rashford, considering that he's in great form. If you want to go for a few differentials here, you can also go for one of Martinelli and Odegaard. Depends on which one do you own. I think Odegaard is a safer option. I think he's going to be nailed for minutes. There could still be question marks about Martinelli's minutes, especially when the likes of Gabriel Jesus returns, because maybe Trossard then shifts towards the left and doesn't play in that forward spot. I think Nketiah has definitely lost his spot, so he's not going to be in the equation. But yeah, Martinelli could be slightly risky still, but I think he's done really well in Game Week 25. I had him. I benefited from him. And if you feel confident about Martinelli and his returns, I think you can easily go for him. The other option, in case if you want to go even more differential, I think could be Harry Kane. I don't think so. A lot of people, yes, they would be having Harry Kane or owning Harry Kane in their FPL teams, but I don't think so they'll be captaining him. So you can captain him. It's Wolves. It's an away fixture for Tottenham. It could be a bit tricky here. Tottenham away hasn't been that great. But yeah, I mean, Harry Kane has still done well. He's still performing. He's still getting assists, still getting goals. He may not be exploding in the FPL scene right now, but I think he's still a good, safe captaincy option. So in case if you still want to go a bit differential, but if you're still looking for some safety, I think Harry Kane could be a decent option this week. So guys, these were my captaincy options. My captaincy right now, as I mentioned, is on Haaland. Vice captaincy is on Saka. Do let me know who's your captain for Game Week 26. Do let me know what you think about this wildcard team of mine in the comments below. So that's all from my side for this video, guys. I hope you liked and enjoyed the video today. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe to the Insanely Football YouTube channel for more FPL content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.